I wrote this down somewhere here. Here we go. Dogs of War 0-4, Defy 0-4, and Geostorm 1-2. I think on iNTACT they have 3 or 4 wins combined between the teams they play. But anyway, getting started with the knife round here. One of these teams will be walking away with their first loss of the season. Father 3 Boys, hey, welcome to the chat. Father 3 Boys, I saw you earlier actually, but yeah, thanks for the shout out, man. Appreciate that. Looks like iNTACT might win the knife round. Ooh, Kohler's coming out with a nice knife there. I usually don't cast these rounds. There it is. Shakezilla going to get the final frag of knife round. So iNTACT probably going to start on CT side. I would say that the T side is a little bit stronger on Nuke. It wasn't the case the last match that I casted. It was a Rectify Gaming match that I casted, but we'll see how it goes here. I like the changes they made to Nuke, getting rid of the hut window, getting rid of the catwalk on the outside, giving the T's more of a chance to get into that A site, and the CT is a little bit harder for them to retake, especially over at the B site with the vent entrance into B gone. You still have those vents, one going towards Decon and one going towards double doors, but a little bit harder to get back into that site, which is good for spectating especially. So here we go, round number 1. I am JRT, guys. This is iNTACT Esports up against Team LiviD ESEA Advanced Season 29. One of these teams will be going 4-0. The other will be walking away with their first loss. There are currently 7 undefeated teams in Advanced. After tonight, it will be 6, maybe less, depending on the other matchups around the league. See win here. Coming out is Kohler. That's from Squeaky. Gets a double on Turismo and Nox. Here we go. LiviD strutting their stuff. SML going to find Swan. And we already have a 5v2 early on here. SML gets a double. Shakes the last one standing. And he's going to find Kohler. Maybe SML as well. He's got a decent angle on him. But SML's going to get some support. And while Shake does indeed get SML, GMD's the one with the final frag in the round. And LiviD take the first round of the match. I think that might be the first time iNTACT has not won the first pistol round this season. I'm predicting this one's going to be a very close matchup. Could go to all 30 rounds. These guys are going to go blow for blow against each other. I think the predictions in ESEA was 16-12 aggregate prediction in favor of LiviD. You never know. I'd say it's not unrealistic to think either of these teams are going to come out with a victory here. This seems like it's going to be iNTACT's first challenge of the season, says Ferrari. But I think iNTACT will win 16-10. That's from Ferrari. Speaking of predictions, guys, I owe an apology to Twiz last night. I said it was Mochilla that had the right prediction, but it was actually Twiz who predicted 16-3 in yesterday's matchup. So Twiz, good job. And Mochilla, well, you did have one right previously, but it wasn't last night. Back to the matchup here is LiviD taking their time going in here. It looks like the first frag went to iNTACT here. Mile is down. GMD and Kohler are moving into Fork. Slowly but surely. And iNTACT always lethal on their force buys in round number 2. They have 3 Deagles, CZ75, and the Scout for Swan. And we've seen Swan do the damage here with this Scout. Probably going to face off against SML. Turismo will get the first shot, and there's the 1-deek from Turismo, lighting up the head of SML, making sure that got done there. Nox coming out with one of his own as well on Kohler. Win and GMD, the 2 MDL caliber players picked up in the offseason, the last 2 standing, and they're doing work. They've got 3 now, and they've brought it back to a 2v2. So they don't have the firepower advantage, but health advantage in favor of iNTACT. Only 108 HP remaining combined for LiviD in the round. Win. Moving in here. Now they're going to rotate back to the A site. Might have caught iNTACT on the rotate to B. Indeed they did. That's a great play by LiviD. But actually, no, Turismo still on the site. My mistake. Turismo going to seal it off as well. He gets GMD and win. 3K for him. I thought he was below the A site, but that is a mistake on my part. Doesn't matter, though. iNTACT are happy with the result. 1-1 tied up. Great comeback for them after losing the pistol round. And now they'll be able to upgrade to M4A4s and keep that AK into this round. Swan's going to stick with the Scout, but some very nice shots from the Deagle of Turismo. And you saw one from Nox there inside of B ramp room, which helped come to this victory as well. Win going to get the opening shot over on Swan, immediately tagging him down to 32 HP. LiviD going to try to get a force buy victory of their own. There's GMD through the smoke over on Nox at ramp room. That opens things up, and Win tags Swan for the 2nd time in the round, making it a 5v3. Oh, goodness. These shots. Kohler going to find Turismo with the 1 dig. And now it's a 5v2, the exact opposite of the previous round. These pistol force buys playing out pretty well for both sides. Optimus going to find 1 though on SML. And now a 4v2. There's Optimus with a 2K, making it 3K and a 4. Looking for the ace now. Cannot get it. Mile is going to find him, but now it's a 1v1. Optimus turned this round around by his lonesome. Shake gets the final frag. That's all Optimus, folks. 4K for him, spraying down everyone on LiviD there. Perhaps the lack of head armor helped him out a little bit, but iNTACT will indeed come out with their second round victory, so LiviD unable to seal it off after making it a 5v2. Optimus's first 4 frags of the match, and important ones. Every round victory will be important for either of these teams. 1:45 on the clock here. On LiviD, sitting at 3-0. GMD and SML both tied for the frag lead at 74. As you see, SML walking in there, going to find Swan. The P250 is doing the damage here for LiviD this time. Mile gets Shake as well. And now we're at a 5v3. Turismo knocks Optimus, still standing. Turismo finds 1. There's the HE grenade. Then he gets another with the FAMAS. Finally taken down by SML, who picked up Swan's off the ground. 3v2 and Nox now falls to Mile. 3v1. The force buy, or I should say pistol buy up without any armor working up for LiviD. They just stormed out into the outer area of the map, got a couple of frags, worked with it, entered the A site, got 2 more, and now Optimus, the last one standing. He's been spotted out. Op shot missed, but he's kind of pinned down here in the crossfire. Mile's going to take him down after he gets SML. So LiviD do indeed strike back. Pistols only, no armor, and they make it work. Tied up, 2-2. So far, this match is delivering as promised. Like I was saying though, GMD and SML, the frag leaders at 74. That represents 46% of the total team frags for them. Prior to the match, iNTACT had Swan leading the way at 66 frags, Turismo in second with 64, and that is 51% of the total frags for iNTACT and those 2 members of the squad. So those are your guys to watch here, guys. Optimus waiting in the vents, could get 1, indeed he will. These pistol buy-ups are just playing out so well for both sides. I think we've had more frags from pistols than rifles. Shakezilla gonna get another one. Look at him hold this angle. Excellent shot there on Mile. Win does trade it out, but we have a 4v3 now. Turismo walks out. GMD, good positioning above Mini Garage, does find him. So we're evened out at a 3v3 now. Nox gonna move back in towards the B ramp room. GMD likely going to engage with him very shortly. Bomb still in the outer area, and look at Hwin down to 3 HP, waiting for Optimus to come out. That is a good angle to hold. Hwin gets the jump on Optimus. Headshot on his part, 3v2. Nox and Swan, still threats here. They're both inside a fork. Maybe thinking about giving them the A site. Waiting to come up. No, Swan has other ideas. He's just going to walk out and try to get some frags. He helps Nox, at least does some damage to both Kohler and Hwin. Nox getting a double, looking for the triple, but can't finish off the round. GMD is the last one standing. It has been down to the last player. I think 2 out of the 5 rounds, maybe more. We played so far here. 3-2. LiviD retaking the lead here. It's been back and forth every single round. Neither team has won 2 consecutive rounds in a row. Big shout out to my wife tonight, because she's the reason I'm able to cast. I've been quite sick over the past 2 days, but she let me rest and get my shut-eye. Made me some nice soup for dinner. Gave me all the medicine I needed, and that's, you know, why I'm up and at 'em. In action here for this cast. Didn't want to miss this. Kohler gonna get a frag over on Turismo. Mile and GMD respond with 2, but they're shaking. Swan with the USPS is doing the dirty on 3 members of LiviD. GMD tries to respond and does. Optimus gonna go down. Swan the last one standing, but look at the damage done to the economy of LiviD regardless if they win this round. They lost 3 members. That's a ton of money. All that utility the AK's bought up. Now Swan has a MAC-10 to work with. It could do some damage, but SML does win the day, and Team LiviD are the first ones to get 2 consecutive round victories. They lead now 4-2 over iNTACT. Checking out the scoreboard here to see who is at the top. Optimus with that 4K on the anti-eco at 7-5. Turismo 5-5, and Shake the same record. Over on LiviD, GMD most experienced player on LiviD with 211 games played in ESEA. 8-3, Mile 5-4, and Win with the same record. GMD walking out here. Going through Squeaky Door and using that smoke to guise his advance. He's just trying to make sure that hut roof is clear. And no one is up there. Optimus is indeed around the corner though, and Shake in mini garage turns his head at the wrong time. That gives GMD a chance to get the frag, but Turismo right there to trade it back. Turismo gonna get a double. SML finally comes around the corner from mini and gets the return frag. 3v3. Kohler walking onto the A site. Gonna find Optimus in the meantime. Mile got Swan, and LiviD has really started to take control of this A site over the past 3 rounds. Nox gonna be the last one standing here. Heading into Fork. I'm gonna try to get a retake going. Not much money in the bank account for iNTACT, and as you saw, Mile flicks around, gets the second in the round for himself. 5-2 for LiviD on their T side. Like I said, this map can be somewhat T-sided sometimes, and I think as you get to higher levels of play, like MDL and then Professional, you'll notice that Nuke will probably lean more towards T than CT. It just comes down to the strats you employ, and of course the fragging power. Turismo jumping onto those silos on the A site. Another CZ Deagle buy-up with 1 P250 rounding out the buy in the hands of Swan. Quinn on top of the silo looking towards Secret as SML creeps his way down. Shake waiting to greet him. Not holding the angle this time, but it doesn't matter. Still gets the Wandig on the move on SML and has an AK as a reward if he decides to go pick it up. Must be thinking someone's watching Secret there, but he'll want to take that chance. Still waiting. GMD inside of Squeaky engages with Turismo, but Turismo hides back around the corner, making sure he does not go down here. Man advantage still in favor of iNTACT. Good molly thrown by GMD into those vents. Kind of selling that they're going towards the A site with that molly though. Optimus on a great flank, could get 2, maybe 3. No, Optimus settling for a 2K, but that's the damage done. Turismo going to get the headshot on GMD now. That's up to Win in a 4v1 and an AK and an op picked up by iNTACT. Not looking good here for LiviD in this round. Win engaging here from Mini, and Nox gets the final blow. 5-3 in favor of LiviD. iNTACT back into this one. Optimus with an excellent flank in that round. As you saw him go around Fork. He did it on Train as well. He owned Pop Dog, creeping around slowly but surely. The patience paying off for him twice or 3 times over on Train. And now this time, he did it around Fork. So iNTACT strike back after losing 3 in a row, and they've got 3 AKs picked up off the ground in the previous round they're carrying over, an AWP and an M4, but that's just great news for their economy in general, because if they lose this round, they still build up a decent chunk of change, as you can see. In the chat, Ferrari saying these pistols are deadly. They absolutely are. On both sides. Swan waiting to engage here over at the A side. 3 members of LiviD headed towards mini garage. They might overwhelm Optimus here. Optimus does get 1 before falling. There's the instant trade. Shake gets GMD. Back and forth action here. LiviD looks like they have 3, make it 4 frags. I think everyone got on the board there. Everyone that's left standing anyway for LiviD, and SML ends it with the frag on Nox. Very quick round there. The quickest, I would say, so far. LiviD coming out on the winning side of it. But as I mentioned, because iNTACT carried over all those AKs in the previous round, they will be able to buy up here, even though their economy was fully reset. So there are the 3 M4s, the AWP, and the CZ for Optimus. So Optimus the only one without a rifle, but the CZ, as you saw him do previously, can indeed do the damage. 4 AKs and an op bought up for LiviD. GMD, oh look at this 3-man stack over at the B ramp for iNTACT. GMD could be in for a world of hurt, but here comes Win and Kohler to back him up. There's the op shot coming in. It gets the arm of GMD. He finally goes down there. Shakezilla doing damage on Kohler, and Win getting a double. Then Swan gets his second of the round on Miles. So the stack at the B ramp paying off there for iNTACT. Now Turismo facing off against SML, backing off at the exact right time, and SML gonna go down. So iNTACT strike back again. 6-4 in favor of LiviD. Now LiviD's economy has been reset. As predicted, close back and forth matchup so far, and a match pause being called, perhaps by LiviD to get their wits about him, but really everyone's playing well. You're looking at GMD and Mile both at 10 frags apiece. SML at 8, Kohler at 7, and Win at 5. Over on iNTACT, 10 for Optimus, 9 for Turismo and Shake apiece, and 4 for Swan and Nox. Actually, Swan's lowest frag total early on in the match so far for iNTACT this season, but I'm sure he's going to pick up his game as Nox did. Actually, Nox had his best match of the season on Train last time. 17-10 record, ADR of 84.1. And that's really bad news for the opponents of iNTACT, because once Nox gets clicking, they're going to have 5 members who are rolling on all cylinders. At the ADR for Season 29, aside from Noxio, the lowest is 87.3 for Shakezilla. Just to give you guys an idea of how well they're playing so far this season. DMAC Mizzle saying this is nail biting. It absolutely will be. I told you, 30 rounds. Almost certainly. Over his career, SML has a 1.20 KDR and ADR of 87.9. I think I said GMD had 211 games played, but I actually meant SML. He's the one with the game lead overall in his career. 211 in ESEA. Might be higher for GMD since he played professional, but in any case, over 211 games played for SML, and a KDR of 1.20 and ADR of 87.9 is absolutely and totally crazy. So here we go. 11th round of action. iNTACT down by 2 rounds, but momentum in their favor. 2 AKs, a force buy in every sense of the word for LiviD. Down to $100 in the bank for 3 members and 0 for 2 of them. 2 AKs, 2 CZs, and a MAC-10. Over on iNTACT, they have 2 AKs picked up from the previous round. 2 M4s in the op. Optimus engaging a little bit aggressively inside of Hut here. Here's Turismo. Could get his head taken off by GMD. I'm not sure this is wise. Come on, Turismo. You got to expect the CZs are going to be out. Charging forward like that. GMD holding the close angle. And that's going to be a quick 5v4. Optimus now engages to try and get the trade. Indeed he does, but he takes a ton of damage in the process, down to 12 HP. Throws a smoke to guise his retreat back to that A site. But he's still a threat. SML. Waiting inside of Squeaky. And Swan over at the silos playing default on A. Waiting patiently for someone to come through that hut. LiviD taking their time, trying to catch iNTACT off guard here. They still have a bit of utility to work with, but no smokes left. Gonna have to rely on those flashbangs and that lone molly. Shake. Looking outside from the window area here. Goes up to heaven. Here they come. Kohler gonna get one, but Shake, great positioning, finds Swin and Kohler, but it is finally traded back by SML. Evened out. 2v2. Swan on the site, gets GMD. Traded out again. 1v1 once more. Nox versus SML. Nox with the HP advantage, but SML picking up the AK. Now has about the same hardware as Nox. He's going to have to fall back here, go to the B site, going to get that plant at B at the very last second of the round. Now Nox going to rotate over. Smoke thrown in towards the ramp here. Nox with the M4, locked and loaded, trying to track down SML. Sees the head of SML, makes no mistake on that flick, and Nox wins the day once more for iNTACT. iNTACT will come out with their 5th round victory, 6-5, as we head into round number 12. Match pause once more for these teams to talk things over. Nox, even though only has 5 frags, often delivering those impact frags, as you saw there. So Win and GMD, the additions to LiviD this season. Impact already being felt for them. Win was the top frag against Geostorm at 26 and 18, ADR of 91.7, and against Dogs of War, it was GMD going into OT in that match, 19-16 win. GMD had 37 frags and 24 deaths and an ADR of 102.8. Great additions, in my opinion, for LiviD as they moved from main to advanced in the previous season. Their record in main was 12-4 last season, and they were 2-1 in the playoffs. Good enough for that promotion. So, pause has now ended. 12th round of play going to commence shortly. iNTACT looking to tie things up at 6-6. And their economy wasn't that good, so Turismo's going to have to settle for the FAMAS. 2 M4s, an EWP for Swan, of course, and the AK for Shake. Over on LiviD, you got those Deagles. No body armor this time around, but they've done it before. Let's see if they can do it again. Flashbang thrown in there, not to turn Optimus from firing away. Then he gets the frag on SML. That's the bomb dropped inside the vents as well. So LiviD, I don't know if Optimus saw the bomb drop, but if he did, that's some great info for his squad. We'll see. So bomb stuck inside of the vents, and LiviD themselves trapped inside a fork. Here comes Nox from ramp room, gonna find the frag over on Mile. Looking for more here. There's the Wandig from Hwin. Looking for more on Swan, but cannot find it, at least not yet. Good movement, but only damages Swan for about 14 HP. Picks up the M4A4, dropped by Nox, and that's a great move by Hwin, forcing Swan, suppressing him inside of admin, and then picking up the M4 and getting the frag. Heads up play for him, 3v2 now. Kohler and Hwin looking to retrieve the bomb from vents. And iNTACT still doesn't know that bomb is down. That info would help them immensely if they knew they could corner in on vents, get a crossfire set up, and prevent LiviD from doing pretty much anything. LiviD themselves don't know if iNTACT are aware of the bomb drop. Hwin looking around the corner. Oh no, doesn't check the immediate left, and Shake wins the day. Kohler does respond for the frag on Shake, but now he's in a 2v1. 45 HP remaining for Kohler. Going in here, sees the bomb and no one watching it. His lucky day. But the footsteps heard inside of vents. There's Turismo. They were just waiting for him to go and open those doors. Now they're going to go in, looking to get the trade here. Both walking out of Decon, and Optimus gets the frag. No trade needed. Kohler going to go down, and iNTACT will indeed tie this one up at 6-6. Optimus pulling off the 3K in the round. He's jumped to the lead here on the server, 14-9 after this one. Checking out the chat here, guys. DMAC Mizzle saying, JRT is the man. Thank you, DMAC Mizzle. Appreciate that. Tackle Mike TV says, these rounds are actually insane. They are. Every single one has been awesome. This is some great CS to cast. iNTACT have won their last 24 league matches, not including map scores. Indeed correct, Honest TV. They're undefeated, actually, in ESEA. We'll see if that's still the case after this one. Kohler walking into fork here is Mile, watching Secret from Silo. Just a lot of noise being made by LiviD in towards A side. I think they're going to set up some smokes to be thrown in from the rooftop over at T spawn. Maybe just go for some wall bangs. LiviD taking their time once more, which you've got to do on Nuke. You can't just rush out. You're not going to be successful, at least not at this level. Turismo waiting on top of the hut roof. Pretty much a stalemate so far. LiviD just waiting for a certain cue on the clock to make their move. Guessing that's going to be around the 45-second mark. And there's GMD setting up a pop flash to go in towards hut. Here it comes at 45 seconds. Here's their hit. Moving in to hut. GMD walks up, throws some flashbangs. Turismo gets torn apart, but Optimus and Swan respond for 2. Hwin does trade it back, so we have a 3v3. Hwin gonna get a second, but Nox trades that out. 2v2. Nox looking for more here from heaven. Mile wins against him. 2v1. Shake, the last one standing. Oh, they don't know he's in vents. Shake the advantage here. Mile and SML gonna walk past these vents, maybe not check it, but one right to his right. SML does see him in time. Shake gonna go down, and LiviD retake the lead once more, 7-6 with 3 rounds remaining in this first half of action. The economy not gonna be good here for iNTACT. They have to decide if they're gonna force up and go for those Deagles and CZs once more. It has worked out pretty well for them, and indeed they will. There's the force buy, UMP-45, a CZ, 2 Deagles, and the MP9. Considering how this match has gone, I think that's a good call. Mile walking in, checking out what's going on over at the B ramp room. Nox, oh, around the smoke. That's a great one-way smoke thrown by Mile, able to see on the right of it and below it, and Nox just had no visibility on the other side. Good job there by Mile, getting a quick advantage for his squad, but there's Turismo with that CZ, finds SML, and now Shake gonna retreat to the B site to make sure No one from LiviD's managed to sneak in. Turismo going in those vents. He's picked up an AK for himself off the body of SML. That's going to even things out quite a bit. Turismo, debatably the top rifler on iNTACT. Certainly the top ADR player. Does the damage. There's Optimus going to get a frag from vending machines into trophy room. Kohler trades it back immediately, so we're still even Steven 3v3. Win. Walk back. Squeaky. Turismo wins the day and then gets traded out too. All these trades are just so good from both sides. Shake. Coming out from the van, sneaks up on Kohler and gets the frag. Also has the bomb in his control. So now he can call over to Swan, get him to reinforce, and hopefully get a crossfire set up against GMD, who just gave away his position. Coming out there, throws a smoke, and Shakezilla peeks around the corner as the smoke pops off. GMD not only gets that frag, but he picks up the bomb as well on the run. Going towards the B site, up against Swan. He's got the AWP. The question is, will Swan run into an AK here, or will he just stick with the op? He's good enough to do it with the op. Close range. Here it comes. No scope for Swan. No scope around the corner on GMD. He wins the round. iNTACT 7. Tied up once more. And it came down to the last standing player for, I think, the 6th time this match. 15th and final round of play, and it's as close as it can get, folks. Who will come out with the slight edge going into the second half of action? Checking out the scoreboard. Everyone performing well. You're seeing Optimus at the top, 16-11 for his squad. Over on LiviD, it's GMD. The only player in the server with pro experience on Rogue. Doing the work he has to. Swan playing aggressively here, up towards the red box at mid. That's a great play. Hasn't been there the entire half and catches SML off guard as he walked up there. So Swan, really good at holding those aggressive op positions. Does it again once more. GMD and Kohler and Mile taking a bit of nade damage there. Kohler getting the worst of it, down to 59 HP. Mile looking for one there. There's the Wandig on Nox. Swan gonna reply with the op frag on Kohler. GMD trying to close in on him. A good pop flash drone. Now Swan certainly blinded, but a great smoke. Actually, it's a smoke thrown by LiviD that helps Swan survive. GMD's trying to see around the corner of it, but sees nothing. Swan firing through the smoke, goes for the knife! Gets the knife frag on GMD! What a read by Swan, predicting GMD would run through that smoke, maybe knowing he tagged him through it. Turismo now going to find Quinn. The bomb got planted throughout all the chaos, and we're sitting at a 4v1. Mile, the last one standing here next to the double doors. Optimus knows he's there. That's going to be an iNTACT round victory, but the knife coming up from Swan, what a read. And what a way to finish off this first half of action. 8-7 in favor of iNTACT Esports. LiviD right in this one, though. Let's see who can come out with the edge in the pistol round here. Not that it will really matter, because a force buy from either team with those CZs and Deagles can turn things right around. Oh boy. So, as promised, the two Titans of Advanced going toe-to-toe here. Just to give you guys a recap of the last 3 matches for both of these squads. The first match for iNTACT this season was against the Legacy of Doom. That was a 16-6 victory on Inferno. Then they played Team Degenerates, a win of 16-7 on Train. And the last one yesterday, 16-3, their most dominant victory against In Control Gaming. That one actually caused 2 members of In Control to leave the team. I mean, things were a little precarious before the match started for In Control. They were 1-2, but they were better than their record showed. And they could have still performed well with that roster. Unfortunately, Curry and Shakur both left the squad after losing 16-3 against iNTACT. And they had to expect it would be a tough match, so that's just how it goes sometimes. Over on LiviD, the last 3 matches, Geostorm, a win, 16-12 on Cash. Dogs of War, that one went right down to the wire, 19-16 on Cash. And then Defy, a little easier for them, 16-5 victory on overpass as we get started here in the second half of action. Guys, I am JRT. Hope you're enjoying the cast so far. And if you are, would really appreciate you hit me up with a follow at JRTTV with 2 E's at the end there. That's in the top left-hand corner of the screen. Did I already say that? I don't know. Anyway, here we go. 16th round of action. GMD going to be rocking the CZ. I would say a raid boss, but he doesn't have the armor to fit the bill there. Just a HE grenade in his hands. Here come LiviD. 4-man stack inside the A site. Taking a bit of a chance here and might be off. Swan going to walk into mini garage. He gets the opening frag. A mile around the corner, gets a double. Looking for the triple. Can't get it. Optimus responds. 3v3. Make it a 3v2. Shake going to find SML. Leaving GMD and Kohler standing. GMD right behind the smoke. Going to get Turismo. 2v2. Bomb gets planted, but GMD and Kohler have some good angles on default. Kohler watching from mini garage and GMD waiting inside Squeaky. They don't have the defuse because they're going to have to make a move. Optimus, some good peeks there. Going to find Kohler re-peeking, and it paid off. GMD going to go down to Optimus as well. 3K for Optimus in the round, so they do indeed find the pistol round here. 9-7 for iNTACT. Will LiviD be able to force up here with the CZs and the Deagles and pull off a second round victory? Or will iNTACT finally get on a bit of a roll here? Mile. Jump up on the A site. Now on the hut roof. 3 members of LiviD on this A site. As iNTACT have bought up 1 AK, but the rest looking to farm a bit of money with the MAC-10s in hand. Optimus already inside of Squeaky. As his teammates move toward the outer area of the map. That's Shake on top of Winnie. Shake gonna get the opening frag on SML there with the MAC-10. We have a quick 5v4. Shake staring down at Gwyn through the smoke, just waiting for the smoke to fade. Gets the frag. Turismo finds Mile. And could we see a calm round for once? GMD and Kohler are the last 2 standing. Kohler inside of Squeaky and GMD creeping ever so slowly up towards hut. Good molly thrown there by iNTACT to prevent a pushback from LiviD, at least for the time being. Then a great smoke by Nox into hut. So GMD is now sealed off. And are LiviD going to try and save their guns here? Or are they going to go for some exit frags? Just going to go for the exits. GMD waiting inside of Fork. And I would say the calmest round so far in the match. iNTACT going to secure a 10th round victory. But if anyone comes out into Fork here, I'll likely get domed by GMD. No, GMD's not going to really see anyone. Trying to fake climbing up the ladder to bait out some people, but then actually climbs up it. Saved his CZ. And indeed, LiviD will just save those CZ and the MAC-10 picked up off the ground for Kohler into this next round. 10-7, so iNTACT the first to hit double-digit round victories. And they have a 3-round lead that they're sitting on right now. The first one to hit 20 frags in the match. Optimus, 20-12. He's certainly having a match for himself, as he did on Train against Team Degenerates when he was 24-10 with an ADR of 110.7. GMD going to climb into rafters right now. A lot of nades being thrown in towards the A site. iNTACT's just going to rush right into A. No hesitation. Look at the confidence. Swan and Optimus going to find Mile and GMD. Quick 5v3, and the remaining 3 members for LiviD were already in B ramp room, perhaps expecting the hit to go there. Swan going to get the bomb planted here over on default, and a molly thrown into heaven. iNTACT looking to secure a 3rd consecutive round victory in the match. And Shake, oh my goodness, coming up on the flank of SML and getting the knife frag. Second knife for iNTACT so far in the match. Shake going to get Kohler as well, and Optimus wraps it up with the MAC-10 frag on win. 11-7 in favor of iNTACT. The largest lead for either team in the match, with 4 separating them both. Shake just sneaking up on SML inside of heaven, and just a good play, racking up a good amount of money heading into this round. They're just going to go for a bonus round though, and I'm not sure that's a bad play. 4 MAC-10s and an AK. Look at all of that money saved. They come out with a round victory here. It's a huge bump to their economy for the remainder of the match. Shake and Turismo already storming into bomb site B. iNTACT not wasting any time executing their plays here. Good smoke and a molly blocking off both entrances from ramp room into the B side. Kohler is going to get the opening frag here from upper B, but it gets traded out by Turismo immediately. Shake's trying to get this bomb planted. Finally going to get an opening to do so. Swan engaging over at the vents with Hwin and GMD and nails them both. 2 frags for Swan. The bonus round paying off in spades. They're picking up rifles off the ground as well. This could not go better for iNTACT. Mile, the last one standing with the AWP. It's going to be Turismo's. AWP dropped. I think Swan's going to have to pick up that op. Where is it? There it is. Turismo did get it. He's going to drop that one for Swan. That is a huge round and a turning point, in my opinion, in the match for iNTACT. Didn't buy up anything except for maybe a bit of utility in that round. Saved their MAC-10s. Walked into the B site. So that great execute towards ramp. 1 molly on the left-hand side of it. The smoke on the right. No one could really come in from LiviD. And it gave them the opportunity to get Shake into that bomb site and get the bomb planted. So LiviD now going to be on a force buy. And the economy is beautiful for iNTACT. Swan at 11k, Turismo at 10k, and they got the rifles off the ground. Let's not forget that. The M4 and the op carried over from LiviD's buy. Yeah, auto director failed there, Taco Mike. I apologize on behalf of it. One day, guys, I'm going to have a dedicated observer on all my matches, and I'll be doing this full time. I promise. But right now, auto director, we're just going to have to pray for it to do its job. Shake is flirting with 20 frags here, 19 and 13. Optimus already surpassing it at 22 and 12. Over on LiviD, now things looking a little bit precarious. Mile at 16. And you have GMD at 14 and Kohler at 13. But 4 of them have slipped below the 500 mark in terms of frags, only Mile above it at 16 and 14. LiviD, pretty sure these guys still have a round or 2 left in them to try and get back into this one. See if iNTACT can close it out. That round was absolutely huge, though. LiviD, going to be on a half buy here, making sure they have 2k or almost 2k in the bank. They're going to be on the full loss bonus of 3,400 into the next round, so that'll help them out. DMAC Mizzle, on behalf of iNTACT, thank you for the subscription. Swan going to get the opening frag there on SML, as you guys saw. This time, Auto Director found him. Good job. Quick 5v4. This GMD going through those vents and sees that molly burning away from his teammate. Maybe that was from iNTACT. In any case, there's Miles standing in a molly, has to move forward and doesn't get the frag. Almost did, but Nox burns him alive. The molly just blooming right under his feet. Hwin, waiting from garage, looking at the squeaky. That's a good angle to hold, unless a smoke comes in here. And as I say it, there's the smoke. What a great read by iNTACT. Kohler going to get a frag though on Turismo, so we're evened out, or not evened out yet. I saw Nox at 10 and thought he was dead. In any case, 4v3. Make it a 4v2 until GMD responds. Swan going to go down there. 3v2. GMD and Hwin still standing here, but A site in the control of iNTACT. With the economy the way it is, LiviD might want to save this AWP. You don't want to throw that one away. So iNTACT going to secure their 13th round victory. LiviD probably just going to look for some exit frags. Who was playing outside here? Oh, I thought it was Optimus inside of the mini garage area, but actually playing on A site. Could get spotted up by GMD though if he decides to retreat into mini. Looks like Fork is their destination though, so at least for the time being. Here they come. GMD could get some frags here. Do a little bit of damage to the economy of iNTACT. That's already there's Nox. Gonna go down, and that's all he's gonna find, I think. Optimus inside a secret. And iNTACT going to get a 13th round victory, as mentioned, leading 13-7. Now Thief Sniper, thank you for the subscription on behalf of iNTACT. Appreciate that, man. So 13-7 for iNTACT. And they've won every single round here in this second half so far. 5 rounds in a row for them. As there's the wall of smokes to guide them into secret. And a quick rotation here by SML. Could get the opening frag and does. Looking for a second now with the op. Cannot get it. Not quick enough on the trigger. Turismo and Nox respond for 2. And they give themselves the man advantage at a 4v3. Oh no! Oh no, not like this! Not like this for Nox. Throws the molly into vents and dies by his own hand. Optimus does get GMD. Let's hope that doesn't come back to haunt iNTACT in the round. Kohler and Mile, the last two standing here for LiviD. And the 1G is coming in the chat. Turismo. Heading into Hut. Swan going to do the damage on Mile, leaving only Kohler standing, but both Turismo and Optimus are stacked up in the same spot here. So Kohler going to get a chance to get perhaps a little control of the site. He knows that Turismo's inside a Hut now as that flashbang was thrown and didn't even blind him. Still has time to do this. Well, that's an excellent molly. They're going to have to walk through that. And Kohler, why is he looking the other direction? Oh man, I thought he would have expected someone to push through that molly. Did not, and Turismo gets the headshot. iNTACT do not fall in that round. Luckily, the molly self-kill for Nox did not cost them. 14-7 for iNTACT. This round has gone from close to one-sided here in the second half. iNTACT have really picked up their game on their T side. GMD waiting on the A site. 4 M4s and a FAMAS spot up for LiviD. A must-win round for them. Look at the economy still for iNTACT. The lowest is, well, Nox at 1.3, but aside from that, he has so much support if he needs a buyout in the following rounds. 10k for 2 players as Turismo takes a lot of damage, but does indeed get the man advantage with the frag on SML. 5v4 now. Good move by Mile. He was hiding inside a big garage, waited for the right time, and then picked off Swan. Turismo down to 11 HP as well. The engagement's happening on the outside of the map. Hwin going to find Turismo. Nox trades it back though on Mile. These are more like the close rounds we're used to. Optimus does get the man advantage once more with the frag on Hwin. 3v2 now. GMD and Kohler still standing for LiviD. Optimus taking control of Squeaky. GMD is on the A site and does crouch around to find Optimus. Traded back again though by Shake. We have a 2v1. GMD the last one standing. His position known. No reason for iNTACT not to go towards this B site. And there they go. Heading down the ramp. And going to get the B site plant. GMD is just waiting for someone to come from heaven, but that will not happen. 2 more rounds and iNTACT will be victorious here. LiviD unable to secure a single round so far in this second half. We'll see if GMD can turn things around. Gonna take out both Shake and Nox here to win the day. No defuse kit, so he's running out of time. Bomb is ticking away. Trying to find someone. Gives away his position, and Shake takes advantage of that. Finds the frag. GMD will not win the round. And iNTACT 15. LiviD 7. iNTACT winning 7 rounds in a row in the second half. The clean sweep in that second half, 7-0. LiviD have to win out just to push this one to OT. Thought the second half would be closer, guys. I'm not going to lie. But iNTACT, that 1-round victory that I mentioned, where they were on a bonus round with 4 MAC-10s and an AK up against a full rifle buyout by LiviD, this really changed the complexion of this. GMD going to find a couple of frags, though. Nox and Shakes his victims. Then GMD with a third, a 3K on his end. Optimus is the last one to fall by his hand. Turismo and Swan still standing here. They're going to try and make a good molly's run to the side. GMD finally does fall. Turismo evens it out of the 2v2, but takes a lot of damage in the process. And as a result, goes down to SML, and Kohler finds Swan. There it is. I knew LiviD had another round or 2 in them. They're going to pick up 8, so it's not over yet. But again, I mean, you have 3 guys above 10k in terms of economy. You're going to have a very comfortable buy-up and be able to get that off into Swan's hands once more. And the match pause coming in for LiviD. They want to talk things over without a doubt. Looking at LiviD, not much to work with in terms of their economy, but I think they'll be able to get a full rifle buy-up. There it is. The AWP on their side as well. Who called 16-10? Says DMAC Mizzle. Was it you? I think it was. Someone has to check for me because I can't see. Ferrari did. All right. It's still possible. Match pause has now ended. 15-8 for iNTACT. They have 7 match points. Kohler inside the B ramp room here, accompanied by Mile. You see GMD in the rafters, and 2 other members for LiviD are playing towards the outside area. Now Win has rotated through mini garage onto the A site. iNTACT setting up for perhaps an A site hit. Optimus inside a squeaky. Mile gonna throw the smoke in towards trophy room. And iNTACT just taking their time. No reason not to. Win, GMD, and SML now all grouped up inside of the A site here, but no commitment yet made by iNTACT. Maybe LiviD second guessing themselves here. Here comes the wall of smokes towards the outside area. SML is set up to try and counter this over at Big Garage, but now he's completely smoked off, so he's going to have to make a play through the smoke to stop iNTACT from getting into Secret. But that's not even the play they're making. They have one lurk going towards Secret. That is Shake. And everyone else for iNTACT has rotated back towards the A site. LiviD hasn't really bitten, though. SML may be calling out. They didn't hear any footsteps. And they're going to wait inside the A site. Here comes iNTACT, perhaps into a bit of a trap. Kohler going to get a double. Swan and Turismo do respond and get the trades. We're sitting at a 3v3. Shake, perhaps the most advantageous position here inside the vents, trying to make his presence unknown to LiviD. There's the bomb going to get planted. In the meantime, Win does find Swan, but the bomb planted over at the B site. That was from the hands of Turismo, who's looking to get a double here. Shake gets Win. GMD, the last one standing against Turismo, and Turismo goes down. Wow. GMD going to win the day. Now up against Shake. Going to throw a flashbang in through the window area there. And Shake rotating around to try and get into vents. GMD gonna have to stick the bomb eventually here. Time ticking away. He has to defuse. He will not. Shake's gonna find him. GMD going down, and iNTACT going to win by a score of, what is it, 16-8, if I'm not mistaken. So iNTACT do indeed remain undefeated. The first half was a nail biter, but the second half, iNTACT just took control. Again, I'll call back to that one round, that bonus round, round number 4 of the second half. iNTACT 4 MAC-10s and an AK up against 4 M4A4s in the op. And it was just a great execute, getting right on through Secret with a wall of smokes, walked in towards the window area of bomb site B, threw a molly on the left side, a smoke on the right, blocked off the access from B ramp, and snuck right into that B site. That's the winning round and the winning play, I would say, of the match. So